Hello and welcome back to another vlog. Today is rather exciting because I have a new camera and you can literally see like every single pore on my face in this. So apologies for that in advance, but yeah, I'm so excited to check it out. It's got like, my other camera didn't have a little screen, so I couldn't see myself, and now I can see myself all the time. It's a little bit intimidating, but I also keep like looking at it instead of at the lens at you guys. So sorry about that as well. But today I'm gonna actually start a reading vlog, which I haven't done in a very long time, mainly because my other camera was quite big and it was just hefty, and I had to set up like the whole tripod and everything. Like, you couldn't really hold it because, you know, my arm strength was not that good. Yeah, since moving into this new house, it's smaller, and there's not really somewhere I can like have my camera out all the time, like on its tripod, so I have to put it away every single time. And that's just a bit of a faff when you're doing a reading vlog. So this one's much more portable. You can go outside, which is great. I mean, my other camera could go outside, but it was like a bit intimidating to like hold at your face when you were like vlogging, walking around. So I've got exciting kind of like things to do with that. And yeah, basically, so shall we get into what we're reading this week? So I haven't done, well, another reason actually I haven't done reading vlogs is because I've been catching up with uni reading a lot of the time, because I didn't do any of that in lockdown, which I probably should have in retrospect. But I finally caught up with that, and I've read like 7 books this month already. It's currently Saturday, so I'm starting a bit early, but I think I might do my vlog Saturday to Friday anyway, just because it makes more sense with my schedule. I'm also normally working weekends, so it just makes more sense for like editing and stuff. But you know, there you go. So sorry if that freaks you out, but there you go. And I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, so I've been reading a lot of uni books over the last few weeks, which some of them are exciting, some of them not so exciting. Actually, to be fair, this term it's been quite exciting books, but normally they're quite boring, so I don't normally like film those or like really talk about them unless it's in a wrap up or anything. But yeah, I've kind of got through most of them. I'm ahead of it, so I've decided to take a little bit of step back and actually do some reading for my dissertation, which is also quite interesting because obviously that's what I picked to do as a topic. So I am going to talk about them. Hopefully you find them interesting too. And then I've also actually started reading a book for pleasure, shock horror. I haven't done that in about 4 to 6 weeks. So starting with that one, I started reading just Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. This is the book that, from what research I can say, recommend you read after you finish the Mistborn trilogy, which I finished a few months ago back in summer, and we've gone to this. Look what my cat did though. Like, what a gremlin. Like, he chewed the corner of my books. He does that all the time, and it's just like, look at him. Leo! Leo! Come on. Should I move that? There you go. But anyway, he's a little gremlin sometimes, and you know, what can you do? He likes to... What are you doing, mate? Anyway, yes, so he chews my books when I read them, but you know, what can you do? He's a little kitten. So I started reading this. I started it yesterday or the day before yesterday. Yesterday, I think. I'm already 150 pages in, so I'm actually kind of steamrolling through it. Like, it's the quickest I've read anything in such a long time. And I really like Brandon Sanderson's writing. Is really easy to get into. The story is really easy to get into. There's like quite a few perspectives, but 2 kind of main ones. And I think they're about to like converge and meet, which I'm super excited for because I love it when they do that. But yeah, so I'm actually enjoying this. This is, for like those that don't really know Brandon Sanderson's work, he has multiple books. Sorry, Harry's over there and he's like shaking a protein shake. He can't hear because he's got headphones in, but yeah, sorry about that. But there we go. Look, he's sat behind me. But yeah, sorry, this vlog is also gonna have a lot of Leo interruptions, I can tell you. So his world and his, he's like created a universe basically called the Cosmere, and in the Cosmere he has all these different books set on different, or like trilogies or series set on the different planets within the Cosmere, and they all link like through the magic systems, or like the way, the like source of the magic system, if that makes sense, like the core, the essence. But this one in particular is through colour, so it's called biochromatic magic, and it's a power based on kind of the like vibrance of colours and using colours, and the breath, which is like people's breaths, like the kind of equivalent to like their souls almost. and when they lose their breath or they give their breath to someone else, that person gets stronger, but they themselves become like kind of dull and like kind of like dull. I don't know, yeah. I'm not really sure about it yet. I'm hoping it gets a little bit more concrete or like a little bit more explained as I can like continually read about it, so I get more used to it. This is like a standalone at the moment, like there's nothing else in this series. At the moment I don't know how it's going to be that, because it seems like it's going to be like spreading across like loads of times. But it is like quite a hefty book. It is 650 pages. I'm hoping to finish it this week, so that like it's a complete book, and like if I read 100 pages a day, hopefully I can finish that. But that's the plan. Obviously I've got like uni work and actual work now, because, you know, I had to get a job, which is sad, but there we go. So yeah, so I'm not sure how that's gonna go. It's a plan, it's a plan. But the other book that I'm actually currently in the middle of, it's only 130 pages long, and I'm 30 pages in, so I've got 100 pages left. And that is Jason and the Golden Fleece, which is by Apollonius of Rhodes. But this is the story of Jason and the Golden Fleece, and it's about Jason and all the Argonautica, and they go and like it's got Medea and all those characters in it, which I'm excited to read about because she's quite like a feisty character, I think. But I'm basically reading this because I'm doing my dissertation theory on Thetis, who is Achilles' mother, and she appears a lot in the Iliad, and I'm just trying to explore different sources of where she appears. I think she's only in it for like a couple of lines, but you know, it's interesting to read, and it's something I wanted to read anyway. So then for the same reason, I'm also reading the Library of Greek Mythology, hopefully at this some point this week, because I'm hoping to finish Jason and the Golden Fleece within the next few days, and then start on this, and then hopefully by that week, then I'll have some sources to talk about when I have my dissertation meeting. So yeah, that's the goal in the reading plans. We've got Leo. I've got some carrots over there. Gonna eat some carrots, gonna read for a bit, get ready for work, go to work at 6, come home. Tomorrow I've got the day off, yay. And then do some more reading with you tomorrow. So I'll probably catch up with you. Tuesday, so no it's not, it's Sunday. Why did Tuesday go into my head? It's Sunday, so not Tuesday, and I haven't read. Well, I actually have. I thought I would finish this today, but I'm only on page 56, so it's taking me like a while to get through it. Like, I'm enjoying it. It's just the kind of writing style that ancient literature is. It's just very kind of, it's got no like description, it's just kind of like a layer by layer of what happened, and just like they did this and they did this, and then the list of names is quite endless and everything like that. So it like takes a lot of concentration because it's a lot of information very quickly, and it's not necessarily in the most modernistic language, like way to like read it, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I thought I'd finish it today. I don't think that's gonna happen because, one, I can't concentrate, and two, it's not gonna happen. But the other book that I have been reading, if I can find it, is Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. So the like cover is like even more bent than it was yesterday, because not only has Leo chewed it, but Harry threw at me when I asked him to pass at me, and it smashed into the back of the couch, and it's now all bent and broken. So loving that, but it's fine. It just looks well loved, you know. So I am on page 266 on this. So I've read about 100 so pages since I last spoke to you, and I'm really enjoying it. Like, it's one of my, I think I'm enjoying it a little bit more actually than Mistborn. I seem to get on with his standalones more than I do with his series. I mean, I've only read one other standalone and one other series, But his series, he tends to take a long time, I'm noticing, or at Mistborn anyway, to kind of build up to the big plots and like everything like that, and he takes his time. It's very slow beginnings to his books. Whereas in the standalones, because there's just one book, he's got to jam pack pretty much everything he does in a series in one book. So it seems much more fast paced, like everything seems to be happening a lot quicker, and something's interesting or like kind of like impactful or like, I don't know, important seeming seems to be happening like pretty much every chapter. Like every time I finish a chapter, I want to read on to the next one. So I'm enjoying it. It is told by multiple points of view. Some people don't like that because it like gets to an interesting point and then it changes. I don't mind that because at the moment all the points of views are kind of interesting. There's not one, well, there is one that I slightly dislike more, and that's the second sister Viviana or something like that. There's two sisters, there's Viviana and Ciri, and then there's a third perspective who is like a god of this kind of religion culture. It's a very weird god religion system. So it's all based on the magic system where you kind of give and take breath. The more breath that you have, the more powerful you are. But then there's also these creatures that you can, like, with your breath, you can animate objects. It's more easy to animate objects that look more like humans and stuff like that. But the more powerful you are, the easier you can do that, the better you can do that. You can do that. Some of them with like little power can't do that, I don't think. But then there's also these returned people who die and come back, and the way they survive it, every week they have to take the breath from someone else. When you take breath from someone else, they don't die, they just go like grey and like they lose their colour, basically, like vibrance. And the gods are based on these returned people, so they're people that have come back for some reason, because of some heroic thing that they did in their life or some reason, I don't know. But it's all a bit hazy because they returned themselves, don't remember anything from when before they came back, and their religion dictates that they're not allowed to know who they were before because it's no longer important, even though that's the reason that they've come back. So it's all a bit dodgy, and they've got like priests that follow them, and they're not allowed to leave the god compound that they live on. It's all a bit dodgy. But the other one we follow is one of those gods, and there's like a god king, and one of the other sister Ciri, she is sent to marry the god king, basically, because she, I don't know, it's all a bit complicated basically. But it's very interesting, and actually it's quite funny. Like, Brandon Sanderson has funny moments in his books, but he's never had, I don't think, such consistent humour throughout it that I've read so far. But like, multiple characters are very funny. Like that main character, he's called Lightsong, or Lightsong, I was right. He's called Lightsong, and he's consistently quite funny. He's kind of frustrating as well. You kind of want him to just get that together and stop messing around, but he's funny. And then in Vivanna's, I want to say Vivanna, I'm sorry saying that wrong as well. Vivenna, Vivanna. But she has got these two companions with her now, and they're both quite funny as well. And it's the kind of humour that you're not sure if it's meant to be funny, but the way Brandon Sanderson does it is that Vivanna doesn't understand if they're meant to be funny or not, so then you kind of get told, oh yeah, they're being funny now. So it's good if you don't get humour very well in books, which I don't tend to. So I quite enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm actually really enjoying this, and I want to finish it pretty quickly. Like, I just want to sit and read it the whole time. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you there. Stop staring at myself in the viewfinder, and maybe have a nap like little Leo over there, because he looks incredibly comfy. Okay, so I hope you can hear me okay, but Harry's just doing the dishes upstairs, so I'll come downstairs. But, oh my god, this book is so good! It's like way better than I was expecting it to be. I did not expect it to be this good. And there's just something that happened in chapter 35. I won't tell you too much because I don't want to spoil it, but oh my god. So it was from the point of view of one of the sisters, and it was a point of view that I wasn't feeling as much as the other two, and oh my god, it just completely flipped, and like everything just like turned on its head, and like I can't even explain because I don't want to spoil it, obviously. And Leo's come to join us. Ignore the mess of my room. But oi, attacking my feet as well. Oh my god, it just was like crazy. My heart was racing reading it. You know when that happens? I was just like, what the heck? It just totally flipped, and I was just like, oh my god, did not see that coming. Although looking back, like I feel like I had uncertainties, but like that could just be me trying to be like fancy and be like, yeah, I truly knew that was gonna come. But like, yeah, so excited. Okay, I have to go now because I have a seminar in like 2 seconds, but just had to tell you that. Hello, so it is currently Wednesday, and yesterday I finished Wallbreaker, and oh my god, it's an incredible book. This is, I think, my favourite Sanderson that I've read so far. It was just incredible. It is so bash now and like well loved, but it was just such a good book. So what I liked about this book was it's much faster paced than normal Brandon Sanderson, or like a lot of Brandon Sanderson that I've read, especially, or I've only read 4 of his other books. In the grand scheme of things, that's not a lot because he's got so many out there, but I've read Elantris and the Mistborn trilogy, and Elantris I really loved, and then the Mistborn trilogy I loved as well, but they were a little bit slow, so they kind of like had a lot more, obviously, world building, everything, and Branson likes to take his time with the world building. Like, he does not info dump very often. He did a few times in this, just I think because of convenience of time, but it's not like the narrator like takes a pause and just dumps. It's like blended within the narrative, so it's kind of fine. You don't really notice it too much. If that's something you don't like, if it's something you do like, then you know it's good. So what I liked about this one, it's actually quite fast paced. There is something going on pretty much from the get-go. And I think because it is just like a standalone at the moment, there is meant to be a Wallbreaker 2, but it's not coming out till the 4th Stormlight Archive comes out, or the 5th Stormlight Archive comes out, and another book comes out, so it's not coming for a while. But there is meant to be another one, but it was meant as like a standalone, I believe, originally. I could be wrong. But yes, and it was just, oh, it's funny, it's got lots of humour in it, it's got characters that you like. One thing I will say though is that one of the characters kind of disappointed me a little bit at the end. So I think it was just like small character descriptions, nothing major, but one of their sisters, Siri, in this, she's like really strong. She's kind of like she's just her own person. She doesn't really like care for anyone else, or not care for anyone else. She doesn't really care what other people think, and she just does what she wants to do, and she doesn't like conform to like the strict regime that she's kind of been taught and brought up with, and that everyone else, like her sister, follows and everything like that. And then she has a romantic plot, which Brandon Sanderson doesn't, I think, do romance particularly well. Sorry about that. I've not been a fan of the romances as of yet in any of his books, so it wasn't that convincing for me, just because not a lot of time is spent on it. It's not the main focal point of the books, which is fine. So it's just not very fleshed out, I don't think. And at the end, as the male component of the romance, I don't want to spoil anything. It's not really a spoiler, but I don't want to give anything away. As he kind of comes into his own and kind of finds his voice or anything like that, she kind of loses hers a little bit, and she kind of comes to like, she just starts conforming to like that kind of fairy tale female role of being saved and like, you know, staying in his shadow a little bit. And I don't think that necessarily that could have just been avoided by changing a few of the descriptions, like where she kind of huddled beside him instead of being like her own thing. But maybe that's just me being a bit pernickety. I think that could have been avoided, but that's also me being really picky. Like it was fine, really, to be fair. There are a lot of strong female roles in there, so it's not like a big thing, and it was just small things to pick up on. Like I don't think it would be a big noticeable thing. But yeah, I think that was it really that I had negative thoughts about. But apart from that, I loved it. I flew through it really for the amount of work I should have been doing, and like actual work, like work, money work, like earning money and uni work and all that kind of thing. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I would recommend it entirely. It has an incredible god system, like religious system in it, that kind of is interworked with the magic system and all that kind of thing. But yeah, I'll talk about it more, I suppose. What are you doing? This gremlin. Hello, so it is Editing Kissy here, and I just want to say I forgot completely to film an outro to that vlog. So here I am in my editing onesie filming an outro for you, but it's gonna be very quick because I didn't finish anything else that week, or even read anything else that week, I think, after finishing that book, because I just was like, I can't do it, it was too good. So I took a little bit of a break and did some uni work and stuff instead. So I didn't actually read anything else, so not much of an update to give you, apart from thank you for watching the video. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like. If you want to see any more, please subscribe, I would very much appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.